Hi everyone, welcome back. Well, Halloween is just a couple of weeks away, and today I will be doing another crochet tutorial. I will show you how to make these really cute pumpkin granny square crochet patterns, and I made several colors. This one here, I made the inside part as my pumpkin. Then I made the second row in the color purple, and then the last row I made it in black. The next one I made is the pumpkin in the center with two buttons. I use it as for two eyes, the nose and the mouth, and then I use the white and then one row of the yellow. And the last one I made was the pumpkin in the center and two rows of black, and then the last row in a dark green. And these crochet patterns are really simple to make. I really enjoy making these things because, first of all, if you love to crochet, this is going to be a really simple pattern to make. Now with these patterns, I made about 6 inches from one end to here and from top to the bottom. And the reason why I made these is because I love to crochet, for one thing, and the second thing is it's almost Halloween and I like to decorate the house, and I love to make a lot of things and share my ideas with everyone. So with these patterns, there's a lot of things you can do with them. You can use these as coasters. You can put your glass on top of the pattern here so the liquid doesn't spill on the furniture, and you can protect it by using one of these. You can also make a quilt by attaching these patterns together, and then you can make a quilt. You can make a blanket with it. You can do anything with this kind of pattern. And if you already know how to do the granny square, this is going to be so simple to make. And I'm very excited to start making these granny square patterns. So first of all, depending on what color you are going to be using, like in my case, I'll be using the color orange, which we will need for the pumpkin. Then I will need the green for the top piece of the pumpkin. And then black if you want to do a border in the color black, like the one I made here. So the thing that I will need are, like I already emphasized, is the yarn. And I am using the Red Heart yarn, which I love this kind of material because it's not thick, it's not really thin, it's a medium looking yarn, and it's so easy to crochet with. I will also need a crochet needle. I will be using a spool of thread in the color black, and this is going to be to attach my eyes on the pumpkin and to tie all the knots at the end. I will also be using a pair of scissors, and I will also be using a needle to make the mouth on your pumpkin if you prefer to make a face on it. But you have the option of not making the face if you don't want to, and just leave it plain. And then I will also be putting 2 buttons for the eyes. So let's get this started. The first thing that I will start making is the pumpkin. So I will get my orange yarn and my crochet needle, and I will make a slip knot first. Then I will insert my crochet needle into the hole, and I will secure it by making a knot. After you have the knot attached to the crochet needle, I will be making 2 chains, 1 and 2. And then I will slip stitch to join in my first chain that I started with. So I will go into that chain, and then I will go through all my chains. So there you have the circle. Well, it's not a complete circle, but it's part of a circle. And in the center here, you see this hole. You will be inserting 12 double crochets all into that same hole in the center. So before you start doing that, I will chain 2 to start. So chain 1 and 2. Then I will go into the center and I will make 12 double crochets all into the same hole, which is the center part. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, on the 12th, I will go into my third chain from the top here, and I will slip stitch to join like that. So now you have the circle here. So this is the part that you will be forming the pumpkin. So once you have the center piece completed, the next step is to make 2 chains. You always have to remember, if you start with 2 chains in the beginning and you slip stitch to join, then you add 2 chains. Once you have the 2 chains, you will be doing 2 double crochets in the same chain twice. So that would be 1 double crochet, 2, go into the next chain, do the same thing as you did in the previous. You do 2 double crochets. You will be going all around in a circle doing 2 double crochets. Okay, as you can see, it's already starting to get a little bit bigger because we are adding 2 double crochets into the same chain all the way around. And once you get to the end, and then you will be putting a slip stitch to join. This is a really simple pattern to make. It doesn't take long to make it, and it's actually fun to do this kind of pattern. It's a fast pattern and it doesn't take long to make it. So there it is, the pumpkin is getting bigger and bigger. So I would just continue doing that, adding 2 double crochets in the same chain. Go on to the next chain, and then you do 2 double crochets. and we are almost coming to the end. Okay, I am approaching to the end now, and I will slip stitch into the third chain from the top and pull through. So there is the pumpkin. And you don't have to do it tight to make your pumpkin. You make sure you leave the stitches a little bit loose so they don't get too tight. So once you have the pumpkin formed, then with my scissors, I will cut a little piece of it off. Then I will get my green yarn and I will attach it to the orange that I cut off. Then I will make a knot. And now I will be making the stem. So once you have that in there, the next step is to chain 2. 1 and 2. Then I will go into this chain here from the beginning, and I will make 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and 1 more double crochet. Okay, and if you want your stem to be a little bit wider, you could, and in that case I will make another double crochet. So there is the stem, as you can see. Let me take the needle off so you can see good. And there is the top piece. So now what I am going to do, see the main thing that's done is the pumpkin. Once you have the pumpkin already made, the next part is really simple. So let me show you what I do next. So I cut off the green yarn, and since I am not going to use the green yarn anymore, then I will go ahead and start using the black color of yarn. So I will do the same thing. I will attach it to the green one and just tie the knots together, both strings together like this. Once you have that, if you feel that your strings are getting a little too long, you can just go ahead and cut it so they don't interfere when you're starting to do the next part. So once you have that in there, then I will make 2 chains to start. And in this case, you have 1 chain here, 2, and 3. Always start on the 3rd chain. So I will do a double crochet into my 3rd chain. And this part that I am showing you right now will be the corners. So I will be making 3 double crochets all into the same chain in the 3rd chain. Then chain 1, do 3 more double crochets all into that same chain. 2, and then we need 1 more to complete the corner. Okay, so there is 1 corner. Then chain 1, skip 2 chains, go into the 3rd chain, make 3 double crochets into the same chain. So since I already made chain 1 here, then I go into my 3rd chain and I will make 3 double crochets in the same chain. Now you chain 1, skip 2 chains, go into the 3rd chain, and now we are forming the next corner. So do 3 double crochets all into the same chain. That's 2. You need 1 more. Then I will chain 1, go into that same chain and do 3 more double crochets all into the same chain. And you have to have 4 corners to do this kind of pattern, otherwise it will not come out. So now we have 1 corner here, 2, so now chain 1, skip 2, go into the 3rd chain and make 3 double crochets. That's 1, that's 2, and 1 more. So that's 3. So you have 3 double crochets. Here you have a total of 6 double crochets because you have 3 here. You have 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3. So you have a total of 6 double crochets. Then you chain 1 and you do 3 double crochets into the same chain. Chain 1, then you go into the 3rd chain and you do 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Basically, this is a repetitive pattern. You cannot miss the corners. It's really simple to make. So now, since we finished the corner here, then we have 3 double crochets. You chain 1, skip 2, go into the 3rd chain, and then I will be making my other set for the corner. So that's 3 double crochets all into that same chain. Then chain 1, do 3 more double crochets all in that same chain. Chain 1. So here you have 1 chain, 2, and then you go into the 3rd chain, make 3 double crochets. Okay, so you need 1 more double crochet in that same chain. Chain 1, 1, 2, go into the 3rd chain, do 3 double crochets. Okay, so now since we have a corner here, now we are going to make another corner here as well. So chain 1 and go into the same chain and make 3 double crochets all in that same chain. Chain 1, and now we're getting close to the top piece here of the pumpkin. So then I will make 3 double crochets into the 3rd chain. That's 1, 2, and I need 1 more. Once you get to this top piece of the stem, I will be making slip stitches in every single chain until I get to this part here. So I would slip stitch here, go into the next chain on the top part of the stem, and just keep on doing slip stitches, just like that. Okay, you can let me turn around so you can see it. Okay, so now after I do that, I have to chain 1. I go into this open space here and I will make 3 double crochets all into that same space. Okay, now I am approaching to the next corner, so always you chain 1. And now the only reason how you can tell when there's a corner, you can see 3 double crochets here. You have a space in the middle to separate them, and here's another set of 3. So since I already chained 1, I will go into that center of my 6 double crochets for the corner, and then I will start making 3 double crochets, then chain 1, make another set of 3, so I need, let's see here, I have 3 here, 1 2 3, 1 2, so I need 1 more. Okay, so now it's beginning to get a little bit bigger, but we are not done yet. So we still have to continue doing the same thing we did before. So go into this open space, make 3 double crochets. For the black, I will be making 2 rows of the black, and then you can add another color if you like, but I like to add 2 colors at the end and then my pumpkin in the center. Okay, so now I am coming to the corner here. So I will be doing 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 double crochets. Once you have the corners, it's so much easier to distinguish where you have to go into. Once you have the pattern going, it just repeats and repeats. Okay, so now chain 1, do another set of 3. Okay, so there I have 1 2 3, and I need 1 more. It's really easy to miscount sometimes because it's a dark color, but you always have to make sure there are 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets before you go on to the next space. Because if you don't have the 3 in that chain, a total of 6, you get thrown off completely, and then the pattern doesn't come out right. So then I go into this space, then I will do 3 double crochets. Okay, there, see how it's coming along? It's coming along really nice. And we're almost done. Okay, chain 1. Then I will do 3 double crochets. And here's a corner again. So then I would chain 1, go into the center. Okay, so still we have to continue going. chain 1, and then you're approaching into a corner again. Okay. Now you can see how I have the corners formed. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's continue a little bit more, and then I will show you how to end it, okay? With these coasters, or just a regular pattern to decorate your house, you can make them as big as you want. I mean, with this granny square, you can go far with it. You can make them small, you can make them big, and it's all up to you. Okay, now I'm coming here, and I will make 3 double crochets all into that same space. Then we have this gap here, and I am coming to an end, so now I will be slip stitching on the top here, and I will make another slip stitch, and then I just go into this top chain and just pull it right through, and there it is. Then I would just cut this part off, this little piece, and then you can just make a knot to end it like that. And then you can cut the little piece off of the yarn, and then at the end, if you feel like the ends are kind of long, you can always tuck them in, sew it, which in my case I will do that, so that way that piece doesn't come out. And I'll just put a little few stitches in here with my sewing needle just to keep it in place. You don't have to make a lot of stitches, but just a few. Okay, and there it is. So now I am ready to go ahead and make the eyes. And I will be using 2 buttons for my pumpkin. You can use any size of buttons if you like. This one is a medium size, not too big. And you just place it onto the pumpkin, just like that. Wherever you feel that looks good, so something like that. So then I will show you how to sew the buttons onto the pumpkin. Okay, here are the 2 buttons for the eyes. Now I will make the mouth. And the one thing that you can tell from making the pumpkin, I don't know if you can see it here, but see this part here? It's like the shape of the mouth. So here I have a way of putting into the yarn here with my needle just to follow it. And I will go into it like this. then go underneath and go out into the other end. And then I will form the mouth. And you just follow it. Like this. Go in where you left off here. Like that. Then I go here on this side, on the corner here. Then I go into the other side of the mouth. And there it is. There's a little smile on the pumpkin. So now I will just make a knot to make sure that doesn't come apart. And that way, then I can just cut a little piece off of the yarn. And there is the pumpkin, a happy pumpkin. Okay. And for the nose, if you want to make a nose, that's okay. I think on this one that I made, that I showed you earlier, this one has a real tiny nose in the center. But you can leave it plain, or you want to put a nose in there, that would be great too. So for that, here in the center, that's where we started making the circle. And I will go ahead and insert my needle there. And I just go around in circles just to make the little circle in there. And just pop it. The little nose, just like that. And you just make a knot, and your pumpkin is complete. So there is the pumpkin. Okay, so here is the final project. Came out really cute, and here are all the things that I made. Okay, well, thanks for joining me today, and if you are into crocheting, make sure to subscribe. That's what my channel is all about, and I will see you on my next video. Take care. Bye.